Hello. Welcome again to another class. This is our free cybersecurity training here on YouTube, and today is day 14. So on the previous class tulikuwa tumechapa basics of networking. At least tulijua what a network protocol is, tukajua the different types of networks, topologies and all that, network devices, network components. Tukaingia into the OSI model, TCP/IP. So I think we learned a lot. So this is just going to be a continuation of what we learned on the previous lessons. So today we are going to do some basic practical networking. We are going to use things like Nmap. We're going to use a bit of wireshark. I also have Zenmap. Zenmap. Wacha tuangalie kwanza. So just to make sure that everything is ready. So let me just get into programs and put in the password for the administrator. Okay, and install. So next. So let's install Zenmap. So let me just make sure. No, this is the installer. What's going on? Don't install it. All right. Okay, I think kila kitu iko fiti. So I already have wireshark. Wireshark iko ready hapa. Let me just open it, ikae to standby. And then okay, wireshark iko up and running. Let's also go and open your virtual box, and then make sure Kali Linux in a run pia. So we are going to start up Kali Linux. The reason is tutakuwa tunatumia Nmap kufanya hizo scanning. So of course lazima tutakuwa tunatumia Kali Linux. Kama unatumia Parrot Linux pia, there's no problem, and Nmap is still there. So Kali Linux and Parrot Security, they already have Nmap installed. So I was trying to install Nmap on my Windows, but I don't know what's going on. And then the next thing pia tutakuwa tunafungua ni Cisco Packet Tracer, ndio hii hapa. So tutakuwa tunatumia pia Cisco Packet Tracer. So kama kuna mtu haja install bado, ama kuna mtu labda bado kuna issue, just let me just put the link to download Cisco Packet Tracer signed. Ni website hapa, computernetworkingnotes.com. Tadrop hapa chini. This is the link. Let me just copy it, and then tatupa pale, nimetupa hapo kwa chat for anyone who wants to go and download and install. And then Zenmap here. So let's download Zenmap here. Tutakuja kwa download, and then click on Windows, and then the wapi it's right here. So I'll copy this. Nimetupa kwa chat pia. So anyway, you should be downloading that. Alafu please, as we go along vile tutakuwa tunaendelea pia, it's good that hata wewe pia unafungua mashine yako, kila kitu iko ready. So vile nitakuwa nawapitishia, hata wewe pia utakuwa unafanya practically. And that is the best way to learn in cybersecurity, by actually doing what you are learning, okay? So if you are doing practical networking hapa, itakuwa ni mzuri pia wewe unafungua hizo tools zenye tutakuwa tunataja, and then wewe pia una follow along by doing it. And that is the best way to learn these things. So kama uja download bado Cisco Packet Tracer, nimeweka link hapo kwa chat. Kama uja download Zenmap ama Nmap, nimeweka pia link hapo kwa chat. Please go and download as we proceed. Watoto wanaeka sauti TV, acha ni deal nao. Oh yeah, so let's continue, let's go ahead. So if we look at let's go to, wacha nionyeshe ile nini yetu, our outline. Okay, so we are going to look at practical networking, and then we are going to look at identifying ports and protocols. We're going to look at how to identify network services like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SSH and all that. And then we're also going to look at routers and switches. So easy ports and protocols, HTTP, tutakuwa tunatumia vitu kama wireshark and Nmap. Vitu kama routers and switches, basic file concepts, tutakuwa tunatumia the Cisco Packet Tracer yenye nimewambia mdownload. So by the end of today, at least utakuwa na some practical knowledge on how to go about let's say identifying network traffic, kuweza ku differentiate between let's say TCP and UDP traffic, SSH and all that, which by the way I think is very very important, very critical in computer networking. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing is we are going to look at wireshark. Let me just open wireshark. So wireshark is a program, one of the most important programs in cybersecurity. Na wireshark yenye itakuwa inatusaidia ku analyze. Okay, wireshark tunasemanga it's a network protocol analyzer. That means itakuwa inatusaidia ku analyze the network. Tutaweza kuangalia like some of the information ama traffic that is going through the network, vitu kama let's say SSH traffic, UDP traffic. So tunaweza identify which type of traffic is going through our networks. So this can be very very important, because let's say for example in a company ama in an institution, and then let's say wameban the use of let's say VPNs ama something like that. So the network administrator ataweza identify kama kuna mtu yote mwenye anajaribu kubypass hizo restrictions, ama labda kuna mtu anajaribu kutumia VPN kwa hiyo network, because wireshark itasema that this IP is trying to use this protocol, and labda tunajua hiyo protocol is linked to VPNs, and that is how network administrators wataweza kudifferentiate like the different types of traffic, na wataweza pia identify kama kuna any type of traffic yenye labda ilikuwa restricted, si ndio? Haya, the other way, labda network administrators wanaweza amua kublock labda websites like pornographic websites maybe, ama vitu kama social media websites. So how will they enforce that? Watakuwa natumia vitu kama wireshark kuangalia the network, wajue kama kuna any person that is trying to access these restricted websites, ndio vitu kama hizo za betting, let's say la social media, vitu kama TikTok and all that. So that is how wireshark inatumika in an environment to help us look at the network and to be able to identify what is going through the network. So unaona, like you see how important that is, ndio? So wireshark is a very my friend. Now wireshark by the see complicated vile watu wanafikiria, okay? We are not going to get through, hatutaingia ndani kabisa into wireshark, because wireshark is, ukisema utastudy wireshark throughout, unaweza kata karibu 6 months after 1 year just learning wireshark only. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to give you the basics, the foundation kidogo tu at least, and then utaweza kubuild upon that foundation. Sawa? I think tuko sawa mpaka hapo. So karibuni sana wenye to join. This is day 14 of our cybersecurity training here on YouTube, and as always it's a pleasure to have you guys on board. Sawa? So tumefungua wireshark ndio hiyo. Now the next thing that you are going to do is to select the capture. So tutakuwa tuna capture traffic from where. So as you can see, we have different types of captures hapa. Na ile nilikuwa nataka kutumia, okay. Okay, the strange thing, sioni Ethernet. I'm connected through Ethernet. As you can see down here, we are connected through Ethernet. And the reason why I love Ethernet, it's because it's stable. There's no interference. There's no latency. So I don't see Ethernet. And all the interfaces are shown here. So why are we not seeing? Okay, let me just close it and then open again. Administrator password. Okay, this is strange. Okay, welcome to. Where is Ethernet? I can't see Ethernet. I can't see Ethernet. I don't see Ethernet. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? So me, I'm connected through Ethernet. So I should be able to see the interface for Ethernet. Na tuweze okay, imekuja sasa. Ndio hiyo hapa. And as you can see, we have network traffic. So Ethernet not Ethernet, sorry, wireshark. So wireshark itakuwa inakuonesha tayari which interfaces on your computer have network traffic going on. In simple terms, as you can see here, tunaona, let me just get out there. So you can see hapa kwa Ethernet that we have traffic. So inatuonesha we have traffic going on here, and the adapter loop back our local hosts. So this is how you identify. Okay? So kama ungekuwa umeconnect through Wi-Fi, ingekuonesha Wi-Fi hapa pia. So sisi tumeconnect through Ethernet down here. So we are going to click on Ethernet. And just like that, boom! Unaanza kuona tu everything that is going on through the network. I know, this is crazy. Like, ni vitu mingi unaona at the same time. Like, vitu zinaenda so fast, it can be overwhelming. So, but will you be surprised? This is what is going through your network right now. Like, hizi ndo zile connections zenye zinakimbia. Everything that is going on through your network right in front of you, okay? So, like, ukiangalia hapa chini, like right now, we are going through 30,000 packets. Look down here. So live capture is in progress. Okay, let's just cancel it. Tunaweza click the red button hapa to stop the capture. So let me just give you a bit of the information that we are looking at right now. Okay, so we have the number of packets. So as you can see, we have captured 39,425 data packets, okay, on the network. Na hapa itakuwa inatuonesha under number, tutakuwa tunaona the packet number, okay? So zimekuwa zikiwa 39360, 39361 like that, itakuwa tunafuatana pale. and then we have the time. Najua hii time inakaa weird, like inaonesha 42 dot something like this. So okay, 1 minute please, 1 minute. Hey man, what's the problem? Harakisha chap chap. Sorry. Let's continue. So number itakuwa inatuonyesha the packet number. Kila packet iko na number. We can also go hapa juu kwa hii menu and then click go and then go to packet, ama just do control G and then you can go to any packet, like for example packet 2000 and then click go to packet. Itakupeleka exactly to packet 2000. So this is very important wakati tutakuwa tuna analyze let's say for malicious traffic and something like that. It's very good that we know the packet number so that we can go straight to that packet number. Okay, and then we have the time naona inaka weird, si ndio? Like inatuonyesha 21.8 21 point something. So hii number 21, this is the seconds after capture. Okay, since we started this capture, this packet 19,996 was captured 21.8, let's say 85 seconds after capture ilianza. That is how a wireshark by default itakuwa inakuonesha, sawa. But at the same time, kama labda upendi time, tunaweza kuja tu hapa kwa view and then kuja hapa, where is it, time display format. Okay, and then unaweza change the format of that time kama utaki ikuoneshe vile unataka. So kama let's say for example unataka seconds since, ama unataka time of day for example ikuoneshe time, utakuja uchange hapa. Okay, so by default inaonesha how many seconds after capture ilianza, sawa. So this for example packet 20,000 was captured 21.85 seconds after capture ilianza. Okay, that's what it means. Na hii itakuwa very important. So wireshark inaonesha hivyo by default, and even though by the network administrators wanapendanga, because itakuwa inatuonesha pia kama kuna a lot of latency. Basically itakuwa inatuonesha, let me give you an example. So hapa ni 21,844, hapa ni 21. So kama hapa hii ya pili ingekuwa 21,900, inatuonesha kuna latency kidogo, si ndio? Kuna delay kidogo pale. And that is how you know, just by looking at the data packets. Okay, and then the next thing tutakuwa tunaangalia hapa sorry, homa imetumaliza bro, homa imetumaliza. So the next thing tutakuwa tunaangalia hapa ni source, and source tu ni vile itakuwa tu inasema we want to know where the data packets are coming from. Okay, so kama tuko na multiple computers in our network, let's say we have 5 computers, itakuwa inatuonesha hiyo data inatoka kwa from which computer, sawa. And then that is the source, and then inaenda to where the destination now, sawa. So for example this data packet data packet 19,993 IP address, the source IP address is 192.168.149. Okay, so hii ni IP address. Let's open terminal tuangalie kama ni yetu. Let's open terminal tuangalie kama hiyo IP address ni yetu. We are going to do IP config Ethernet and that is our IP address, as you can see, 192.168.149. So inamaanisha hii data packet imetoka from our computer na ikaenda to this destination. Okay, 142.251. So tunaweza tunaweza copy hata hiyo IP address na tuende kwa internet na tuangalie hiyo IP address ina belong to which organization. Sawa? That is how you know. Okay? And then so source itakuwa inatuonyesha the IP address yenye imetuma, from where tunataka kujua hiyo data imetoka from which computer. Sawa? That is the source. And then destination itakuwa inatuonyesha hiyo data ilikuwa inaenda to where is the destination. Is it going to YouTube server ama it's going to another computer? That is the destination. Itakuwa inatuonyesha that IP address pale. And then the next thing tutakuwa tunaona ni protocol. So we had already talked about protocols. Tuko tumeongelea about HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, FTP, SMTP, SSH, Telnet and all that. Alright? So hapo kwa protocol itakuwa inatuonyesha ni protocol gani kwa kutumika. And then kitu kingine unafaa kujua, tulisemanga almost hizo protocol zote ama hizo port zote zina belong to, ama they can be grouped into two categories, TCP and UDP ports. Zile ports zote, and tulisemanga for every computer we can have a maximum of 65,535 ports. So na kwa hiyo 65,535 ports, hiyo port zote zinaweza kuwa either TCP ama UDP, and that is why most of the time utakuwa unaona nini TCP or UDP. Sawa? Alright? So tunaona most of the time UDP. And then ukitaka labda kuangalia the other different types of traffic, of course kupitia all this, ukiscroll down kila time unataka kuangalia hizo hizo protocols, itakuwa ni kazi mingi sana, si ndio? You have 39,425 data packets. So of course that is a lot. That is a lot. So what we do, we apply what we call a filter. So filter inamaanisha ni kama sasa tuko na mchele mingi, and then tunaanza kudondoa, tunaanza kutoa ile mbaya. Sawa? Basically. So what we do, tunakuja hapa kwa apply a display filter, and you can apply different types of filters. So first of all, ukiklik hapo, we can sift through the data packets. For example, kama tunataka UDP, unakuja tu una type UDP and then unapiga enter. So as you can see, now we can see only UDP traffic. So and unaweza ona pia the data packet number. So hii ni 17,341. You can see the time. So hii data packet 17,341, it was captured 18 seconds after the capture started. So and then we can see the source IP, and the source IP is mine. It's my IP address. Ndio, si tuliangalia tu sazile. And the destination is 172.217.172.06, and I can assure you this is a YouTube server. It's a YouTube server. Hebu acha tuangalie. Sawa. Let's do 172.217.170.206. So you see right now we are streaming. Okay, let's just do this. Wacha tufungue terminal. Okay, and then tukuje tuseme ping google.com and then cancel. Able to check it, just imagine it's the same IP address. So destination yetu ilikuwa ni google.com. Now usisahau YouTube ni kampuni ya Google, si ndio? They fall under Google, so they use the same IP address. And the reason why, it's because we are streaming right now. Na tulisemanga nini by the way? Tulisemanga UDP itakuwa inatumika wakati tuna stream most of the time. Wakati una stream YouTube, TikTok, wakati unacheza games online, PC games, inaitwanga online gaming, you are using UDP. So UDP haitakangi kujua kama ile data imefika kwa the destination. Sawa? Tulisema UDP it's fire and forget. Ni kama tu unatupa, si ndio? So we are streaming right now on YouTube, and that is why tunaona UDP traffic, and most of the time inaenda kwa hiyo. So unaona ni kama inaenda tu back and forth. Hebu angalia, let's go to the top packet. The top packet is this one, 823. This came from my IP address to the YouTube server through UDP, and then and then ile YouTube server ikarespond, and then sawa ikarespond. Sasa the source IP is 172, the YouTube server, and then the destination is my IP address. So hiyo ni information yenye inatoka kwa the YouTube server inakuja to my computer. And then angalia the next one, sasa ni mimi sasa ndo tena narudisha kwa YouTube, and then YouTube anarudisha kwangu. So unaona, so it's like back and forth. So back and forth like that. So data inaenda ikirudi, and that is how computer communicates. So hiyo ni UDP. We can also apply, let's say for example, HTTP. Piga HTTP, and we don't have any HTTP traffic, as you can see. Let's do DNS. Okay, we don't have DNS traffic here. We can also do SMTP. Okay, so hatujatuma any email, so of course POP, post office protocol, nothing. So we have not captured a lot of traffic, and then so wakati the more utakuwa na browse pia wakati unaenda to different places on the internet, ndio pia utakuwa unapata a lot of information then. So but just know that you can use the display captures hapa ama filters to filter through the traffic on your computer. So and then tulisema pia if you want to go to, so these are 39,425 data packets, a lot of them, sindio? So if you want to filter through the data packets, you can just come here to go and then go to the individual packet, ama just do Control G on your keyboard, Control plus G. Sawa, ndio hapa, and then you can put any packet. So for example, if you want to go to packet 800, and then itakupeleka exactly there. We can see that this was from this IP address to my IP to my computer through TCP. Okay, so that is wireshark. Wireshark is very very powerful, na ni mzuri pia by the ujifunze uweze kujua, and there's nothing complicated about wireshark. All right, so wireshark, I think we can have a whole lesson on wireshark later, maybe on a, so bado let's go through, bado hatujamalizana nini. So tukimaliza practical networking tunaenda for Linux for security, and then Linux networking and services. Bado unaona, bado networking tutakuwa tu tunarudia vile tutakuwa tunaendelea, bado tutakuwa tunagusia nini, tutakuwa tunagusia networking. Okay, so that is wireshark. Basically wireshark itakuwa inakuonesha what is going on your network. Okay, now I want to show you something, guys. So nataka nikuoneshe how we can capture network traffic. So we are going to pretend that sisi ni hackers. I am the attacker, sawa? And then I'm going to also pretend that I am the victim. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm going to show you how to capture HTTP traffic. You remember tulisemanga HTTP is very very unsecure, and that is why we have HTTPS. No, HTTPS in a run on port 443, HTTP in a run on port 80. Na tulisema HTTPS is the most secure version of HTTP. So wakati utakuwa unatumia HTTP itakuwa very very dangerous, utakuwa una expose your data to dangers out there. So now let me come to my website up, my browser hapa. So we are going to do HTTP login. So nataka kuonesha tu vile wireshark inaweza capture this information. So and then wacha tukuje kwanza tuanze ku capture traffic. Sawa, tuta click the blue button pale on wireshark. Click, unaona inasema nini? Start capturing packets. Click pale, and then itakwambia do you want to save the captured packets? Si tutasema tu continue without saving, and then the capture has started now. So the capture has started. The computer is, wireshark is capturing everything that is going through our network right now. So tukuje kwa browser yetu, and then nimekuja hapa nika type, acha tuanze tu tena. Kuja hapa type HTTP login, piga enter. Remember wireshark is capturing everything right now. So Tuende kwa http login. So tunatafuta every website yenye iko login specifically ya http, not sorry. Homa bro. Homa imetumaliza. So we are searching for every website that has the login for http, not https, http. So, and then piga enter. So we have this one here, http://testphp.valweb.com, and the reason we are going to choose this website is because we have permission to hack that website. So you have permission to hack that website. So remember, when doing cybersecurity, always do everything with permission. Kama hujapewa ruhusa ya scan any website ama any application, please don't. Kama ni ya beshte yako, make sure unaenda unamwomba ruhusa kwanza, and then ndo utaenda uskanie umtafute vulnerability. So always do these on devices that you have permissions. So we are going to go to that website. I hope itafunguka. Sometimes iko down. I hope itafunguka aki. Come on. I think let me go to settings. Wacha nijaribu okay, where is privacy and so let's start settings. Let's do ilikuwa ni HTTPS only mode. Copy. So wacha tu disable tuone kama itawaka. Come on. Oh, too bad for us. So wacha tutafute another website yenye iko na http login. Hadi kuna ya TSC. So let's be able to angalia this one. So tunataka ile inaanza na http, not https. Sijui kama iko na login. Okay, there's no login anywhere here. Wait. Come on. Tunataka okay, let's go to the next one. Blanda manze. Okay, let's take this one. Bora tu ni http. Alright. Hey, na ina kani ya wachinku. Okay, so you can see that this website is not secure because it's running HTTP instead of HTTPS. So that means haiko kutumia encryption kitu kama SSL ama TLS. So tukuje hapa. So remember, Wireshark is still capturing. Wireshark bado iko capture everything as you can see. So tukuje hapa, let's just type fake things. So tutasema username ni Guyo Wario. It's okay hata ukijua Guyo Wario. We are a cybersecurity educator. And then password tutasema tu password. Okay, as you can see, password ndio hiyo na Guyo Wario. And then let's click login. Okay, capture. We have a capture. Okay. Boom. Okay. Tukuje hapa kwa Wireshark. Let's stop the capture now. So wacha tuone kama Wireshark imeweza kucapture hiyo information that we had put on that website that was running HTTP. So remember, HTTP itakuwa inapeleka vitu in clear text. Tunasemanga hivyo ni cyber security. That means basically ni kama sasa nimeandika tu password hapa. Nimeandika password like that. So inaenda in clear text, plain text. So kila mtu mwenye atakuwa anakuja kwa hii board ataona the name password. It's the same thing. Wireshark should be able to capture HTTP traffic. So tutakuja pale kwa display filter, and then tutatype nini? Can you guess? HTTP, because we want only HTTP traffic. And then piga enter. And we should be able to okay, good. So we are looking at all the HTTP traffic that was going through our network right now. And I know there's a lot of information right now. Okay? So we were able to capture almost to 74 packets. So zile zile HTTP traffic ilikuwa only 74 packets, but still 74 packets ni mingi sana. Sawa, we are still going to, tutaendelea kuchambua hii nini vizuri. Sawa, so what we are going to look for is post. I know that's a lot. Sawa, so kitu moja unafaa kujua, HTTP iko na methods. Tuko na vitu zinaitwa methods. Sawa, kuna get wakati unataka something from a server, kuna post wakati unaweka something on the server, okay, options. Sawa, so tukikuja hapa don't worry, we are going to take this thing as slowly as possible. So let's go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is our best friend, best yetu mbaya sana. So explain HTTP methods as quickly as possible, as simple as possible. So I'm sure you knew how you can do research. So this is still part of cybersecurity, how to research, how to get information online, and then piga enter. So ChatGPT is there for you. It can explain everything in a simple way. So HTTP iko na method. So, and before tuingie ni kuonesha hiyo password yenye tumecapture, I need you to understand this. So you can go and research more later, but let's just go through the basics. So the first method yenye HTTP itakuwa inatumia inaitwa get, na hii ni kama unaambia ile server give me something. So you are asking to receive data. So you are asking for something. Ni kama umeenda tu umeambia msee nipatie hiyo kitu, ama umeenda shop umeambia ule shopkeeper nipatie hiyo maziwa. Sawa, hiyo ni get method. You are asking for something from the server. Sawa, it's like asking can I see the menu. And then kuna ingine, the next method yenye HTTP itakuwa inatumia ni post, and this is to create something. Sawa, you have created something on the server, okay? Example, wakati una create an account on a website, wakati una submit a form on a website, ama wakati una upload a file on a website, you are using post because you are creating something on that server. So it's like I want to place a new order wakati uko kwa hoteli pale. The next method yenye tutakuwa tunatumia in HTTP is put. So put inamaanisha ni ku replace something. So we are replacing something that is already there on the server, ama we are updating something, okay? So it's like you are asking to update or replace something that already exists on the server. Example, when you update a full user profile. So for example, labda you are updating your name, ama you are updating your phone number on a website, something like eCitizen for example, that is put. Hiyo ni unatumia method gani ya HTTP? Put. You are replacing something on the server, something that was already there. So alright, the next one is patch, and this is change part of something. So this one is a bit different from put. Put inamaanisha we are replacing something as a whole vile iko. So but patch inamaanisha we are just updating a part of something on the server, okay? So you are asking to update only part of the data. For example, changing just your email or password. So it's like changing my drink but keeping everything else. Ile burger, ile smoky zote ziko pale, tumechange tu ile soda yetu. Hatukuwa tunataka Coca-Cola, tulikuwa tunataka blackcurrant. And then we have delete. This one is to remove something, okay? So you are asking to delete data that is already there, all right? That is delete. So in simple super summary, get ni ku read information, post ni ku create, put ni ku replace, patch ni ku update a part of something, a part of information there, and then delete ni ku remove, okay? So that was HTTP methods as fast as possible, okay? This is very important because wakati tutakuwa tunaangalia hizi network traffic lazima tujue how to differentiate, okay? So going back, I hope siko kwenda mbio. So if you feel like I'm going too fast, piga tu chat pale kwa live and then nitarudia, no worries. So now that we know the methods, ukikuja hapa sasa unaweza ona the protocol is HTTP, and then tunaweza ona the method get. So we are looking for post. Do kama tutaiona. Where is post? So naona yote ni get. Do we have post? So it looks like post. we are looking for post. Ama haiku capture jameni, ama haiku capture. Yeah, we have post here. So no, and the reason why we are looking for post is because tulisema nini, post ni wakati create something. Sasa tunataka kuangalia hiyo information yenye create on that server, si ndio? Na ilikuwa ni account, username na password. So tukikuja hapa we have na post, unaona ni moja tu. So tukikuja hapa, and then let me tell you something else. Every time you click on a data packet, hapa kwa hii chini itakuwa inakuonesha the layers of the TCP/IP model. Sawa? Frame, unaona? Ethernet, internet, sawa? So frame tulisema ni layer 1 and layer 2 pale kwa TCP/IP. Ethernet inakwanga kwa layer 2. Internet protocol version 4, hiyo ina operate at the network layer number 3. Transmission control protocol TCP, hiyo itakuwa ina operate at layer 4, transport layer of the OSI model and the TCP/IP model. And then we have hypertext transfer protocol yenye ina run on the application layer of the OSI model. So tukiklik hapa kwa hypertext transfer protocol HTTP, we should be able to see ile information tulikuwa capture. And okay, sorry, the post. Twende kwa post. Click pale kwa post, kuja hapa chini. And then tukuja hapa kwa HTML form URL encoded, click hapo, and you should be able to see ile information. As you can see, Guyo Wario iko pale, and the item, that was the password. So this is one way, and tumeweza ku confirm your information. The other way, tunaweza kuja kwa hiyo packet number 216,282, right click on that data packet, and then kuja hapa kwa follow, and then tutafollow HTTP stream. Sawa? Click pale, let it load, ngoja ilodi. Very good. Sawa? So ndio hiyo hapo, everything everything in red is from my computer. Sawa? From the client. And then everything in blue is from the server that is responding. Sawa? That is how you differentiate the two traffic. So tukikuja hapa chini, scroll down, tutaona tu hiyo information. Let's scroll down. Twende. Iko tu somewhere hapa, wait. Yep, ndo hii hapa. So username, Guyo Wario, and the password, that was password. So just imagine, just like that, we were able to capture traffic that was going through our network, specifically HTTP traffic, and we were able to like capture the information that was put on that website. Now the information was, the username was Guyo Wario and the password was password. So just like that, we were able to capture network traffic using wireshark. Now kitu moja, this only applies to HTTP traffic, because HTTP traffic haina security aina yoyote. So everything that you put on a HTTP website, inaweza kuwa captured using wireshark. But if we are using HTTPS, hatutaweza kuona anything. So you can't, because HTTPS iko na security, iko na TLS na iko na SSL. Alright? So I think that was let's just close this. That was like a wireshark 101. So we don't worry, tutarudia wireshark in a later lesson, na nitaweza explain, or if you want to, I can create a whole, let's say something like a 30-second or 1 hour video only on wireshark for beginners. So kama ungetaka something like that, piga pale kwa chat and I will do that. Alright? So let's close wireshark. Now the next thing, we are going to open Kali Linux. We are going to use Kali Linux, and nimeongea mpaka nasikia joto mtu yangu. So let's go to Kali Linux. I hope kila mtu ako na Kali Linux, ndio by now. I hope kila mtu ako na Kali Linux. Okay? I hope kila mtu ako na Kali Linux. So tukuja hapa. The username for Kali Linux was Kali, and the password was Kali again. Piga enter. Alright. Tadicha, how can I packet tracer download? Ndio hiyo link nimeka hapa juu, the first link. Just go and download it. So wacha tumalize hii hapa kwanza, alafu nitawaonesha hiyo nini. Let's go to full screen. Okay? So wireshark for beginners. I think wireshark ni lazima. So let me know how many people are interested. I can try to create a video on wireshark for beginners, especially for Kenyans. Okay, so right now tuko ndani ya Kali Linux. Na one of the tools zenye tutakuwa tunatumia in Kali Linux kuangalia networks is Nmap, the network mapper. Okay, so tukikuja hapa juu and then wacha niongeze settings. Wacha niongeze the scale ndio tuweze kuona mzuri. Let's go to display. Okay, keep the configuration close. All right, so nime scale up kidogo ndio tuweze kuona sawa. So tukikuja hapa kwa inakaa something like the start button ya Windows, kuja hapa and then we can see everything that is available on Kali Linux. Zile tools zote zenye ziko ndani ya Kali Linux zimewekwa into categories. Tuko na category ya recon ama what we call reconnaissance. We have resource development, we have initial access, tuko na execution, we have persistence, privilege escalation, the defense evasion and all that. So Nmap, unaweza kuja tu hapa juu type Nmap, okay? And you can see Nmap, Zenmap pia iko pale. All right? And then the other way, unaweza kuja hapa kwa terminal, our favorite way. And then ukikuja hapa, let's increase the size kidogo. All right? And then unakuja tu una type sudo nmap. Sawa? And then piga enter. Password ni Kali. And then itakuonesha Nmap pale, everything that you need to know. So Nmap version 7.95, and this is how we use it. Just type Nmap followed by the type of scan, and then the options, and then the target specifications. All right, so as simply as possible. So let's minimize this, and then let's minimize even Kali Linux. Twende kwa let's fire up Metasploitable 2. So we are going to scan Metasploitable 2 to find the open ports, tuangalie the services that are running, and tuweze pia ku differentiate, ndio. This is practical networking right now. So tulikuwa tumeongelea we had already talked about ports. Tuliongelea about ports, tulisema we have different type of ports. Tuko na the common ports from 0 to 1023, tuko na zile registered ports pia, tuko na zile private ports and all that. Na tukasema zile ports zote zenye utakuwa unapata zitakuwa zina fall under TCP ama UDP ports, ndio. Na tukasema pia kila service, kitu kama HTTP, kitu kama HTTPS, kitu kama SMTP, kitu kama IMAP, kitu kama Telnet, SSH, DNS, FTP, yote ziko na port numbers. For example, tulisema port 443 itakuwa inatumika na HTTPS, port 80 inatumika na HTTP, port 22 inatumika na SSH, port 21 inatumika na FTP, port 23 inatumika na Telnet, port 53 inatumika na DNS. Sawa, tuweze kujua yote, okay? So ndio hiyo Metasploitable 2, na the login for Metasploitable 2 ni msf admin, password ni msf admin pia. And now we are inside Metasploitable 2, and then tunataka tu kujua IP address yake, sawa? Tutatype ifconfig. Sawa. Do you know the Linux commands? Tulisema ifconfig itakuwa inatuonesha nini? Ile network information yetu, sawa? So tunataka kujua the IP address ya hii Metasploitable 2. That is why tunatype ifconfig. Internet nini? Configuration. Sawa, piga enter. And then we can see that tunatumia 192.168.156 as our as our IP address, sawa, for the Metasploitable 2. Now let's go back to our Kali Linux. Let's go back to our Kali Linux, tuiweke in full screen. Acha tu open the terminal. Okay, so acha tu niweke in full screen. Sawa. Alright, so now let's just clear the screen. Wacha nionyeshe tu the simplest way ya kuscan. Sawa. Okay, so first of all we can do nmap-h for help. Sawa, the help menu. And then ukiangalia hapa kuna vitu mingi unaweza fanya na nmap. Sawa. So nmap can go through, we can use nmap to scan host names. Sawa, vitu kama google.com, kitu kama youtube.com, hiyo inaitwa host names. Vitu kama IP addresses, vitu kama the whole network and all that. So example, scanme.nmap.org, like that. So some of the scan techniques ndio hizi hapa, and most of these zinataka explaining, a lot of explaining. Sawa, but I think I can also create a video specifically on nmap ndio tuweze kuweza kufahamu hizi vitu, but nitajaribu tu kufanya ku make it as simple as possible, because we are learning a lot of things, and that is the beauty of cyber security. You are learning a lot of things at the same time. That is why unapata most of the time, sometimes watu wanakuwa overwhelmed, si ndio? Like right now we are talking about networking, practical networking. Alafu ushaanza kusikia vitu kama SV, umesikia kitu inaitwa probe, umesikia kitu ports tayari mnajua, si ndio? Umesikia kitu inaitwa script, umesikia kitu inaitwa arguments. So cyber security is a journey. Wacha tu nikwambie tu sahi, sawa? Cyber security is a journey, and I don't want you to give up. So wacha nikuniita mimi niko class. Cyber security is a journey, so please just bear with me. Let's go as slowly as possible, and remember, siku hizi hatusemangi ati Google is your best friend. Siku hizi tunasema ChatGPT is your best friend. So kama kuna kitu yote yenye as you are learning cyber security, kama kuna kitu yote yenye umeona umeshindwa ku understand, ama labda mimi mwenyewe Guyo Wario nimeshindwa ku explain it to you in the best way possible, just go to ChatGPT, mwambie ako explainie in the simplest way possible, ama mwambie explain it to me like a 10-year-old. So yeah, that's how we do it. So let's go down here, and then let's clear the screen. So tutafanya hivi. So tumejua kwamba the IP address ya Metasploitable 2 ndio hii hapa, 192.168.156. sawa. Aya, wacha tuangalie ya Kali Linux ifconfig. Ya Kali Linux ndio hii hapa, 192.168.142. So inamaanisha both Kali Linux and Metasploitable 2 are on the same network. So they are on the same network. We have another lesson called subnetting. Okay, tutajaribu tu kupitia subnetting in a later lesson, na nitakuwa explainia hizi numbers zinamaanisha nini. Sawa? Alright? Don't worry. Okay? Let's clear the screen again. So this is how we do it now. Tunataka kuscan ile Metasploitable 2 to find every open port on that system. So, na tulisemanga ports ni kama openings, ni kama mlango na dirisha kwa nyumba. So the more, kama hiyo bungalow iko na mlango mingi, the more entry points ule mwizi anaweza tumia kuingia kwa nyumba, si ndio? Kama hiyo bungalow iko na dirisha mingi, hizo dirisha mingi ule mwizi anahitaji tu moja tu ndo aweze kuingia kwa nyumba, si ndio? It's the same thing. So hii Metasploitable 2, this here ndio hii hapa, this Metasploitable 2, it is intentionally vulnerable. Imefanywa vulnerable kimaksudi so that you and me can practice our ethical hacking skills in a legal and controlled environment. So just know that Metasploitable 2 iko weak in terms of security, iko very weak na iko very vulnerable, and imekuwa hivyo kimaksudi ndio tuweze kupractice. Sawa? Haya. So what we are going to do, just let's go pole pole. Tutasema sudo ni kama administrator. Sawa? Tunataka ku run nmap as administrator. So tutasema sudo nmap. So we are going to run nmap as the administrator. So and then tutaweka ile IP address ya ile metasploitable 2 192.168.100. ilikuwa ni ngapi? dot 56. Sawa, as you can see here 192.168.156. sawa, and tutaweka hiyo 56 and then utapiga tu enter, So what you're going to do is we are going to run nmap as the administrator, and we are going to scan this IP address, and this IP address belongs to the metasploitable 2. Sawa, piga enter and boom, just like that tumeweza kuscan ile metasploitable 2 na tumeweza kupata some information here. Sawa, so inatuambia kwamba nmap imestart that scan at exactly this year, this month, this date. Sawa, at 4:02, and then the nmap inatuambia the host is up, metasploitable 2 is up and running on the network. All right, and then we have this 0.00.18 second latency. So inamaanisha hiyo distance between the Kali Linux and the metasploitable 2 haiko mbali because they are on the same network, si ndio? And then now, so ukiangalia hapa chini nmap inatuonesha the port, and then itatuonesha the state of the port kama iko open ama closed, and then the service that is behind that port. So kitu moja unafaa kujua, behind every port there is a service. Okay, example port 21 tulisema ina nini iko pale? FTP ndio itakuwa ina run on port 21. Sawa, now we can see that it's a TCP port, not UDP. So by default, wacha nikwambie kitu kingine, by default every time you do an nmap scan, kama uja specify kama ni TCP ama UDP, by default nmap itakuwa ina scan TCP by default. Sawa, so kama tunataka kuweka UDP tutaweka -s, small s, and then capital U to specify that we want also to scan UDP port. Sawa, don't worry, tutafika hapo. Sawa, so port 21 is running on TCP, and that port is open, and the service that is running is FTP. We can also see port 22 is open. That means SSH is running on that metasploitable 2. Okay, we can also see that port 23 is open. That means telnet is running on metasploitable 2. Port 25 is open. That means SMTP pia is running on the metasploitable 2. So we have an email server. Okay, port 53 is running on the metasploitable 2. That means we have a domain name service that is running there. Port 8 is open, so that means we have a HTTP server running on the metasploitable 2. We can also see other types of services that are running, like NFS, network file sharing. We have shell, we have NetBIOS running on port 139. Haya, so sasa tumepata a lot of information. Just like that, tumejua kwamba we have port 53 open, so inamaanisha DNS is running on that metasploitable 2. So the next thing Kenya hacker atafanya, atajaribu kufind more information about the FTP. So for example, tunataka kujua what type of FTP server is running on the metasploitable 2. So let's do this. Tukuja hapa chini. So now turudie ile command tena. So let's clear the screen. So we are going to do sudo. Okay, first of all let's do nmap-h. H inamaanisha help. Sawa, itatupatia the help menu. Sawa, so tukikuja hapa chini, so service and version detection. So tukiongeza -sv kwa ile command yetu, nmap is going to probe open ports to determine the service and the version. So tunataka kujua ile version za FTP, hiyo version za DNS ni gani, si ndio? So let's clear this. Don't worry, we are going to go this step by step. Let's clear the screen again. So tutadu sudo nmap, and then to take a -sv service and version. Sawa, and then to take a IP address 192.168.100.56, ndio ya hiyo nini, and then kuna kitu kingine nataka kuongeza, -vv. So -vv inamaanisha verbose. Sawa, verbose inamaanisha tunataka vile nmap itakuwa ina scan hiyo metasploitable 2, tunataka ituambie every step of the way inafanya nini. Sawa, so ikifind an open port inatuambia, ikifind this inatuambia, so itakuwa inatuexplainia every step of the way. Sawa, that's what we mean by the -vv. And then -sv inamaanisha nmap itatuambia the service that is running, kama ni FTP, kama ni DNS, kama ni HTTP, and then itatuambia the version of that service that is running. So for example, kama we are running FTP, the service ituambie what version of FTP. This is very very important. Why? Because tutakuwa tunaangalia hizo versions kuangalia kama kuna any vulnerabilities associated with those versions. Na nitawaonesha tu sai. So, let's go. So, let's hit enter. And as you can see, nmap itakuwa inatuonesha every step of the way. Sawa, every step of the way. Na baada hajamaliza it's scanning 23 services and boom, imemaliza. Alright, so we are done now. So ukiangalia sahi compared to the previous scan, ukiangalia hivi tumediscover a lot of information, more information than even the previous scans, ndio. For example, sahi inatuambia it has discovered open port this on this IP address. Now let's go down. So sahi angalia tukia inatuambia the port that is open, kama ni TCP ama UDP, na inatuambia the state of that port, na ituonyesha the state is open. So inaweza kuwa open ama closed ama inaweza kuwa filtered. So I will explain that later. And then inatuonyesha the service is FTP, and inatuonyesha the reason why that port is open, because ilifanya the TCP three-way handshake na ikaconfirm kwamba that port is open. So you remember the SYNACK, synchronization and acknowledgement. It's part of the TCP three-way handshake. We did that on the previous lessons, ndio, on Friday. It was on Friday, ndio. On Monday we didn't have a class, homa ilikuwa imetumaliza. So nmap inatuambia it can confirm kwamba port 21 is open because of this, the TCP three-way handshake. It confirm kwamba that port is open. So, and then kuna hii kitu inaitwa TTL inamaanisha time to live. Sawa, so that is a whole lesson on it itself. Alright, so TTL pia inakuanga na value. Don't worry about this, don't worry about TTL for now. Sawa, nitakuexplainia baadaye na nitakwambia vile ina matter in cybersecurity. Sawa, time to live. Now this is the most important thing, the version. So naona sasa hii inatuonesha the version. Ile mara ya kwanza ilikuwa inatuonesha tu port, state na service peke yake. Sawa, sasa hii inatuonesha the reason and the version. So we have port 21 open, it's running FTP, and it's running which type of FTP? VSFTPD 2.3.4. So tumejua which type of FTP server is running on the Metasploitable 2. This is important in cybersecurity because ingekuwa ni labda mimi niko na nia mbaya na hiyo system, ama let's say I was a hacker, ningefanya hivi, ningeenda kwa internet niangalie kama kuna any vulnerabilities that are associated with the FTP server. So like this now. So VSFTPD 2.3.4. sawa, twende kwa Brave browser. VSFTPD 2.3.4 vulnerabilities. Wacha tuone kama kuna any vulnerabilities in that FTP server. And as you can see, there's a vulnerability with the FTP server. Just imagine. So hapa tunatuambiwa VSFTP 2.3.4 is infamous for containing a malicious backdoor that was introduced to its official source code distribution on between June 30th, 2011 and July 2011. This vulnerability is tracked as CVE. CVE inamaanisha common vulnerabilities and exposure. Tutaongelea about that in a later lesson, right? So it is rated as critical with the CVSS, that is common vulnerability scoring system, of 9.8. Just imagine, 9.8 inamaanisha sorry, 9.8 inamaanisha that is a very high, that is a very severe vulnerability. So okay, so that is how we find out this. Aya, tukikuja hapa chini, we can see that port 22 is open, it's running SSH, and it's running this type of SSH, open SSH 4.7, open SSH 4.7, si ndio? P1. Sawa, so tunaweza kuja hapa kwa website, kwa browser yetu. Aya, wacha tuangalie this also, open SSH P1. Okay, was it? Open 4.7. Mimi nimeandika vitu zingine hapa. Open SSH 4.7 vulnerabilities. Just look at that. So OpenSSH 7.4 has several vulnerabilities that can be potentially exploited by attackers to gain unauthorized access or execute malicious code on affected systems. Understanding these vulnerabilities and how to mitigate them is crucial for maintaining system security. So some of the vulnerabilities, EV CVE 2024-6837 and CVE 2024-6409. So we are going to talk about ECVE and all that in a later lesson. Very, very interesting subjects, okay? So let's go back. So almost everything hapa iko na vulnerability. Almost everything iko na vulnerability. Every service on the Metas Portable 2 iko na nini? Iko na vulnerability, okay? So that is how we use. Let's clear the screen. Now we are going to scan another website. Kuna website ingine hapa yenye uko na ruhusa, you have permission to scan. Sawa? Inaitwa scanme.nmap.org. So hii website pia you have permission. Wewe uko na permission ya go and hack this website. Na hakuna mtu atakwambia kitu, sawa? Because hii website it belongs to Nmap, sawa? The same people wenye wametupatia Nmap ndio wamecreate hii website na wamekupatia ruhusa ya go and hack this website if you want to, right? So let's go and scan this website. So let's go and scan it. So first of all, wacha tutafute IP address yake. So we can do ping scanme.nmap.org, and we can see that that's the IP address for that website. So but Nmap inaweza scan after domain names, haina shida. So we can do sudo nmap scanme.nmap.org, so and hit enter. Okay, so Nmap inaweza scan hadi domain name, so sio IP addresses peke yake, even domain names. And as you can see, we have 4 ports open. We have port 22 open, running SSH, port 80, we have a HTTP server there. We also have port 9929, we have an echo nping pale, and port 31337. We have an elite pale running. So if we want more information, tunaweza fanya ile style yetu sudo nmap scanme.nmap.org, and then to take a service and version.sv, and then to take a -vv, ndio ituoneshe verbose, ituoneshe kila kitu yenye inafanyika vile Nmap ina scan your site. Piga enter. So we are going to get more information by using -sv na -vv. So itatuonesha ile service, hizo service itatuonesha the type of SSH server that is running and the type of HTTP server and all that. Ndio tuweze kujua kama kuna any vulnerabilities associated with those service. And it's done already. So you can see that hiyo SSH ni which type? OpenSSH 6.6, port 80 ina run HTTP, and it's running Apache web server HTTPD 2.4.7. So wacha tuangalie this 2.4.7 Apache HTTPD 2.4.7. vulnerabilities. Oh, look at that. Apache HTTP Server 2.47, commonly used in Ubuntu environments, has several known vulnerabilities that could impact its security and functionality. So some of the vulnerabilities ziko tracked as this. So we have a denial of service vulnerability in a tracked as CVE 2016-8740 and all that. So okay. So do you guys want us to try and hack into that Metasploitable 2? Tuone. Okay, so wacha turudi kwa ile Metasploitable 2, clear. So sudo nmap dash turudi kwa ile Metasploitable 2. Let me just show you something here. Good. So what you can do now, so sahi we are just scanning the Metasploitable 2 tuweze kuona the open ports. So this is part of information gathering in ethical hacking. So we are gathering as much information as possible about the Metasploitable 2. So na hii information yote yenye tunagather right now itakuwa inatusaidia baadaye wakati tutakuwa tuna try to gain access into the Metasploitable 2. So tutakuwa tunatumia hizi vulnerabilities in these systems to be able to gain access into the Metasploitable 2. So haya, so let's do clear again. Let's do nmap-h again. So nmap can do also so let's say for example, let's go back. Kuna ngine nataka kuonesha hapa scripts, copy script ya vans. Script vulnerabilities where let's clear that. So nmap pia iko na uwezo ya kuscan for vulnerabilities. So at the same time vile utakuwa una scan for open ports and services, we can also scan for vulnerabilities. Just imagine. So hii inamaanisha kwamba nmap inaweza kufanyia vitu mingi sana, okay? You can use it to scan for vulnerabilities, you can use it to scan for open ports, services and all that. Let me show you. So we can add something here. So let's do sudo nmap-sv. So and then tunaweza ongeza something hapa dash script. So we are going to invoke some scripts here. And then tuteka so don't worry. So what you are doing right now, tunataka nmap iscan hii IP address, and then itupatie the service and the versions that are running, and then tunataka pia itumie hii script yenye itakuwa inaangalia kama kuna any vulnerabilities in those services and versions. And then hit enter. So this will take a bit of time kidogo, because itakuwa inajaribu ku find out if there are any vulnerabilities. So let's give it a moment. And by default, by the way, nmap itakuwa ina scan the top 1000 ports. Na tulisema kuna how many ports? 65,535. So nmap itakuwa ina scan only the top 1000 ports. Nitakuonesha pia vile unaweza fanya kama unataka kuscan all the 65,535 ports, but of course hiyo itakuwa ina take a lot of time. That is why most of the time tunapenda kuscan zile top 1000 ports, because tulisema nini? Remember, tulisema the top 1000 ports itakuwa ina contain the top services kama HTTP, HTTPS, vitu kama DNS, vitu kama FTP, SSH, Telnet, hizo zote zitakuwa zina fall under the top 1000 ports. Ama mshasahau tayari? So let's go to ChatGPT, the top 1000 common ports. Okay. So my bad ChatGPT, my bad. So tuliambiwa 0 to 1023 we have the well known ports, and these are the most important, and by default hizo ndo Nmap itakuwa inajaribu kuscan sawa by default, but haimaanishi ati lazima uscan hizo. Wewe unaweza enda uamue kama unataka kuscan the whole 65535 ports, but keep in mind hiyo itakuwa ina take a lot of time sawa. So the most commonly used ports ni kama hii for web and internet, tunatumia port 80 for HTTP, port 443 for HTTPS, and port 8080 for alternative HTTP sawa. So kama utaki kuweka web server yako kwa port 80, unaweza weka kwa HT8080 pia. Haya, kwa email tutakuwa tunatumia port 25 for SMTP, 587 and all that for file transfer blah. By the way, imelist vizuri. I can actually copy this and then let's go to Word. Nitawatumia kwa nini? Wacha tu paste information pale. Wacha tu save hata. And then tuseme the top 1000 ports. Okay? So so Nmap is still going through the Nini Metasploitable 2 is still scanning. You can see that we are 99.90% done. Now hiyo ikiwa inaendelea, we also have online port scanners. Hiyo ikiwa inaendelea, we also have online port scanners. Kuna ingine ilikuwa inaitwa nini? Kuna hii Pentest tools. Kuna ilikuwa inaitwa your ports. Your ports. Sijui something. Nimeshinda kujua hiyo jina. You get signal exactly. Ndio hii hapa. So hizi websites pia zinaweza kukusaidia kuscan the top ports sawa. So hebu kwanza niangalie IP address yangu. Okay. So tukuje hapa. So let's scan the website scanme.nmap.org sawa. Let's scan this. Tuweke hapo to paste sawa. Target ndio hiyo, detect service version, detect. Wacha tumwambie detect hadi operating system. Even Nmap can detect the operating system. Taonesha tu sai sawa. So we can select the protocol kama tunataka kuscan TCP ama UDP, and then by default let's scan the top 1000 ports, and then let's say I'm authorized. Yeah, niko na ruhusa. Let's start the scan. Honey, mnyamaze. Kids. Watoto ni kazi bro. So wacha tuendelee ikiscan. So there are also other websites that you can use. So domain, let's hata iwacha custom ports. So let's do the application ports. No, kwani hii ina, let's do port 0 to 1023. But that's not the format. Come on. Tunataka the top 1000. Kwani ina filters? Okay, Nmap is still going on. Nataka imalize alafu niwaoneshe zile vulnerabilities zote zenye tutakuwa tuna discover pale sawa. Alright? And then nitakuwa naonesha vile tunaweza scan for operating system pia. So you can also use Nmap to detect the operating system that is running on the target, okay? So kama labda ina run Linux ama ina run Windows ama ina run, let's say something like macOS, you can know easily. Okay, hii website haikai kusaidia. Tukuje kwa this one. Good. Scan may finish. So the Nmap scan for scanme.nmap.org. Okay, so we have two open ports. Port 22 is open. Na inatuambia ina run Linux. So inatuambia this website here is running Linux. It's running Linux, and the ports that are open in port 22, which is the protocol being used is TCP. The state is open. The service SSH, and the version I'm a product is OpenSSH, and it's running OpenSSH 6.6.1. So is it true? Is it true? Okay, wacha turudi huko juu. Woo, check hizo vulnerabilities zenye zimekuwa discovered. So nmap imemaliza ile scan. Na let's go up. So one IP address has been scanned and one host is up. Na hiyo the whole scan imechukua 344.67 seconds. Just imagine. So wacha tuende juu tuanze kuona hizo vulnerabilities. Check it. So this ilikuwa ni ile Metasploitable 2. It is vulnerable to slow loris. This is a DOS, denial of service attack. It's likely vulnerable. Twende juu tuangalie vulnerabilities zingine. It is vulnerable to this SSL information leak. It's vulnerable there. Holy goodness. So of course this is to be expected. Sindio, tulisema tayari Metasploitable 2 is vulnerable to it's a vulnerable machine. Sindio? So imagine all these vulnerabilities. Nmap imetuambia ile vulnerability. So angalia, it's vulnerable to SSL injection, it's vulnerable there. It's vulnerable to this. Just imagine. Wow. Okay, what's going on? Nini yangu nikaa imecrash. Virtual machine imelala. Jameni. Okay, what's going on? Okay, inakaa ni kama okay. Let's clear. So let's do this now. Tunataka kujua the operating system that ile Metasploitable 2 inatumia. Tunataka kujua ni operating system gani, and we can do this. So nmap-h for help. Ukikuja hapa chini, mbona kitu scroll up? Okay, this is weird. I cannot scroll up. This is weird. Okay, let's just do it. We can do man nmap. So for some reason I don't know, Linux inanikataza ku scroll up and down. I don't know why. So let's do sudo nmap again. This time tutatoa ile script vulnerabilities, vv tutaacha, tutatoa e-service and version, tutaweka -o for operating system. Sawa, and then hit enter. Okay, ni dash capital O. Sometimes even one letter matters a lot. So okay, so inatuonesha kwamba the device is most probably running Linux, and it's running Linux with the kernel 2.2.6, and that is very true. That is actually very true, because Metasploitable 2 ina run on Linux, and specifically Ubuntu Linux. Okay, so we can confirm this. Metasploitable 2 OS. Hata ndio hapa inatuambia hapa intentionally vulnerable Linux machine. Okay, so this is an intentionally vulnerable Ubuntu Linux. So nmap haikukosea wakati ilituambia it's running Linux. Okay, sawa. So I think tumeenda fiti hapo leo, sawa. But we are still going to do more. We are still going to do more. On Friday we are going to get more into practical networking, and then I will try as much as possible kuweza create a wireshark tutorial for you guys, a wireshark tutorial and an nmap tutorial. Let me tell you, in cybersecurity hakuna haja unaenda una cram zile tools zote zenye ziko pale nje. Some of the best tools zenye unafaa kushika ni kitu kama nmap kitu kama wireshark, kitu kama burpsuit for web hacking, kitu kama Metasploit framework. At least kuna tools kama 10 zenye ungefaa tu kuwa very conversant with. There's no need for you kwenda kujaribu kulearn zile tools zote ziko ndani ya Kali Linux ama zile tools zote ziko pale nje. There is no need, okay? Just familiarize yourself with it. Actually, we can come here and then top 10 Kali tools. Sawa. Na ndio hiyo hata inakuonesha hapa, sawa? Okay. So Nmap, vile nimekuambia, powerful network scanning tool used for discovering host and services. We have Metasploit framework yenye nimetaja tu saizi, a penetration testing framework that allows security professionals to find and exploit vulnerabilities. Okay, we have burpsuit, a web application security testing tool that helps identify vulnerabilities in web applications. Kwanza ukimaster this one, niliwaambia hii unaweza enda kwa Web Application Academy ama Portswigger Web Security Academy. Enda kwa this website, create an account na watakufunza burpsuit for free. So we have wireshark yenye tumesema, a network protocol analyzer that captures and displays data packets in real time. We have aircrack NG for cracking wireless networks, vitu kama Wi-Fi. We have John the Ripper for cracking passwords. OWASP Zap for finding vulnerabilities in web applications, vitu kama websites. We have Social Engineer Toolkit for creating phishing emails, vitu kama hizo, for creating custom payloads. We also have Niktok is a web application vulnerability scanner. Tutakuwa tunaitumia pia kufind vulnerabilities on web applications, vitu kama websites. And finally we have SQL Map for finding SQL injection vulnerabilities in web applications. Unaona hizi tools 10 tu ukimaster these tools, you are already a hacker. Just imagine. There's no need for you to go and jaribu kumaster everything. Unaenda unajaribu cram all the tools that are out there. There is no need to. So as we continue with our lessons, nitakuwa nawapatia tu advice pia, na tutakuwa tunapitia hizi tools pia as we go through, okay? So thank you for joining these lessons today. Nimeona pia wireshark Jose Kombati here. Nitajaribu kucreate your wireshark tutorial, okay, for you guys. So thank you again. Today was day 14 of our free YouTube training pale on YouTube. Leo tumefanya some practical networking. Tumelearn how to scan for ports. Tumelearn how to identify network traffic. Tumelearn a bit of wireshark. Nmap, tumegusa Nmap pale. We are also going to look at vitu kama Cisco Packet Tracer in a later lesson on Friday. Nitakuwa naonyesha how to use Cisco Packet Tracer, sawa? And then kama kuna mtu yoyote mwenye ameshindwa ku set up Cisco Packet Tracer, we have tuko na Telegram channel. Please enda pale, post pale na tutaweza kukusaidia, sawa? Okay? So thank you for tuning to our lesson today. It is always a pleasure to have you guys on board. And remember, every day is a learning day. Thank you, and I will see you guys on Friday for a continuation of our practical networking lesson. So